welcome to episode 4 of the Epilogue. I'm your host, Elda Berri. Today I'm going to talk about reaching the crossroads when you are a disabled artist and you're deciding, well, what's the next? I reached that point in my life in 2013 where I was deciding what exactly I wanted to do with myself, because I had previously been a teacher and I went through what I call the brain fog years, and I didn't know what to do with myself. So I contacted an organization called the India Coffin Foundation, and I got in touch with them, and they said I could become an ambassador of purple. And I talked to the lady in charge, really nicely, and her name was Marie, and I thought she's just so wonderful. And I cried, and she said, why don't you become an ambassador of purple? I said, sure, I'd love to. What's that involved? And I signed up. Next thing I know, I get a certificate printed out, get some epilepsy awareness handouts I could pass out, and so I became an ambassador of purple. But I wanted to do more than just sharing information about epilepsy. I wanted to do it in a more creative way, because I'm a creative. I like creating things. I love making cards. I love making bottles of encouragement. I love sharing art. So I thought, might as well become a poet. And a lot of people loved my poetry, thought it was good. So I started writing my first book, and then I wrote my first poetry book after I did a project on creating community called The Belonging Place. And I decided to write my first book called Purpleology, and it had the mask on the front. And I decided, well, give it a shot. I don't sell a lot of books, by the way. I'm not big on a lot of awards. Even though awards are great, I'm not big on a lot of focus on myself. It kind of makes me feel a little awkward. And I don't want it to go to my head, because it's not all about me. So I found myself yet again at a crossroads. And I'm kind of in between projects right now, to be honest. And I decided to write a poem about it called Whether or Not is the name of this poem. Whether or not to write is another thought. The words are difficult to write. Maybe I should retire from the pen, or the pen retire from me. It is difficult to say which one is meant to be. I am deciding where to begin in the quest for the discovery of things which have been. Dreams splattered on paper shall not resume, or delayed by promises unable to attain their hue. It is hard to say which is mine. I do not know where or when. I am in the struggle, and I can only pray for guidance in the way to continue. I think that's pretty accurate of me right now, where I'm sort of sorting things out. I've done a lot of different projects and wearing different hats, and doing this podcast has been a very interesting experience for me, because I've never done anything of this size before. I mean, I did a mini one, but this one's been a little different for me, because I'm not one who is considered a podcast. I'm not really big on podcasting, but I thought might as well give it a shot. I'm only doing a couple episodes. Figured I'm going to just do, so I'm going to let you know, friends, I'm only doing 7 episodes. So after 7 in this season, we'll see what happens from there. If I like it, if you like it, I'll do another season of episodes. Maybe by then I'll feel more comfortable with it. Maybe I'll get some people on who want to share their stories. I don't know yet. We're going from there. This is kind of I hate to say I'm impromptuing it and winging it, because this is something I wanted to do, but I've been a little nervous about. But hopefully it'll all turn out okay. So if you really like it, please subscribe, like it, share, but most importantly, show your support by becoming a patron. Whether you share the article on your social media, or you just write me a note, say, hey, I really love what you're writing, I would appreciate it. That's it for episode 4 today, and I hope you've enjoyed what you have heard. If you like what you have been hearing, please don't be a stranger. Become a patron on my Patreon page for as little as $1 a month. You can get some really cool behind the scenes footage of my projects. You can also find out what's new with me, and you can get some cool merch such as stickers, mugs, t-shirts, and more. Can't get enough of just that? Then check out my store on Ko-fi called Purplelicious, where I have some Purplelicious products to sell, and you can check them out and find out about something I like to celebrate called a Brainiversary. What's a Brainiversary? Well, check it out and see why I think Brainiversaries are so important at kofi.com/purplelicious. Thank you for subscribing to this, and I hope you'll tune in for episode 5.